6 now. Can Jack Miller improve his own 144.660. Out of the victory corner he comes. And he does improve yet again, despite coming up on Sudasan at the hairpin.
Yeah, well, can you imagine what the lap would have been?
That would probably be a 144.4, maybe a 144.3. That Jack Miller fan is very, very happy.
And likely the soft rear is dropping, so to be hard on your third flyer to improve again.
Viva Miller, that's definitely the buzz phrase right now here in Japan, isn't it? Because Miller is dominating this FP1 session here under cloudy, grey and overcast skies. It's very, very muggy. It does feel like there's rain in the air for a little bit later on this afternoon. We expect rain to hit around 7 p.m. local time, but Miller over 4 tenths clear than of Alex Rins. But here comes Marc Marquez, the 8-times world champion in P8. He fires the Repsol up into second place with a 144.656. That's surely job done then for Marquez with just over 4 minutes of this session remaining. Here comes Johan Zarco, fast as always, over 1 lap on that Prima Prama Ducati. He goes back inside that top 3, a 144.798. We've now got Miller, Marquez, Zarco, Rins and Bastianini, our Aragon winner. They are the 5 men that have found 44 so far in this session. Fabio Quattro about to potentially add his name to that list as well. Just lost a bit of time, about a tenth or so in that third sector from Fabio Quattro, but this is just in now, building up optimum working temperature in that hard front, soft rear tyre. Miller again, this is brilliant by Jack Miller. As Simon said, this will be his third flyer at least on this soft rear tyre. It's hanging in there quite brilliant, isn't it? Credit to Michelin for the job they've done. Yellow flags are out in sector 2, but Miller here threading a 144.3 maybe. Over the line he comes now. It's a 144.549. Just lost that little bit of time in the fourth sector. Just maybe lost a bit of edge grip. Now then, Enea Bastianini has gone down at turn number 5. That's the hard braking zone before the first of the 2 tunnels here in Motegi. Turn 5 then for the Beast.
Matt, 15th position, Darren Binder, with his brother Brad right behind him. Bezecchi, wow, Jorge Martin.
Top right.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Quattro does find a 144 then, a 144.558. Polispargo's gone 5th. Now then, that crash for Enea Bastianini could be really, really costly. Could be really significant for the second day here in Motegi, because he's been pushed down already to 9th place with the improvements from the likes of Polispargo. 9th then goes the Beast with a 144.978. It could chop and change. There's still 2.5 minutes of this session remaining. There's going to be anxious faces now then for Bastianini and also for the Gresini Ducati crew. Will he cling on? So important with the dodgy weather forecast around for Japan tomorrow. There goes Enea Bastianini's crashed GP21. Turn number 5, then he powers the Ducati out then of turn number 4. He'll get up to about 270 kilometers an hour around 5th gear, and then hit the brakes, back 3 gears to second. That went quite early, didn't it, Simon?
Yeah, still quite upright. That's why he had so much speed still, and why it did so many barrel rolls on the gravel.
So just under 2 minutes of this session remaining then. Jack, down to you.
Just a quick one, guys. Marc Marquez has just gone back out on bike number 2, as we've seen him do so often in Q1 and Q2 sessions, most notably at Argentina and Indonesia at the start of the year. He's done a 2-stopper during this free practice 1 session, rolled down a quick bike swap, and he's out on bike number 2 now.
Yeah, thanks for that, Jack. Yeah, with the weather looking particularly unpredictable here tomorrow, you do have that luxury of maybe throwing an extra set of soft tyres.
Dead right,
at this session, because it looks like it makes no sense whatsoever to save soft rear tyres with potentially an entire wet programme here in Motegi tomorrow. There's more yellow flags out there now. Johan Zarco. It's been an expensive conclusion to this 75-minute FP1 for Ducati, because Zarco, who got himself up inside the top 3 just a few moments ago, and as we speak, Enea Bastianini has been pushed out of that top 10. He's in 11th place now. There is Zarco, who's gone down at turn 7. Yellow flag's going to be a factor here now as well towards the back end of this session. That's 3rd gear, turn number 7. You can hear Aleix Espargaro now then. He's going to get 1 more lap in here on the factory Aprilia, and he needs it. Pressure on here for the world title contender. 17 points adrift of Fabio Quattro going into this round 16 here in Japan this weekend. You can just see how heavy that cloud cover is here off in the distance around Motegi. Aleix Espargaro, surely that's enough. Brilliant, a 144.577. He was under the cosh a little bit there, wasn't he, the Spaniard? But as he did in Aragon, to be fair to him, it was a dismal Friday, wasn't it, in his home Grand Prix last weekend. 2 crashes as Jack Miller again finds out a little bit of time. Darren Binder, another fall, a turn 5 again. That's where the beast went down just a few moments ago. That's yet more yellow flags. So you just wonder how many riders are losing laps here for yellow flags.
Yeah, entry of a quite tight corner. That one really tight on the brakes. One of the slower corners here, and lost the front.
So Alex Rins, who went very, very early on the factory Suzuki into time attack mode, I think he was the first rider actually on the soft combination. Rins has taken the checkered flag. How long was Alex Rins P1 in that session, or at least P3? Rins out of Q2 directly. 13th for Alex Rins, and he finds a 1:44.913, although he's not a million miles off the pace, is he, to be fair. I mean, he's 4/10 of a second off Jack Miller. The checkered flag is out, with the rather splendidly attired flag marshal there. Not very often in the world you get a flag marshal who's got a very dapper blazer, shirt and tie, and racing gloves. Always nice to see that combo back here in Japan. So Jack Miller it is then that will head that extended 75-minute FP1 session. His brilliant recent form, certainly in that time attack mode, continues, Miller. He's had 4 consecutive front row starts in that Ducati GP22, and a sensational 1:44.509 puts him top. A Ducati Lenovo team top 2. Bagnaia second, just 200ths back. Fabio Quartararo is third. Aleix Espargaro fourth. 3 of the top 3 men in the championship, actually. They're in the top 4, aren't they, in this session? This was the crash for Zarco at turn 7.
That was costly for him as well. He's being pushed out right at the last moment.
Yeah, into turn 7. So Zarco and Bastianini paying the high price, weren't they, for their late falls? They were just 600ths of a second covering the top 4 men. A top 4 that featured 3 of our world title contenders, Bagnaia, Quartararo and Aleix Espargaro. Luca Marini, we have to mention him as well. A late charge from the Muni VR46 race team man. And Marini got down to 5th place. Brilliant by him. He set the fastest lap of the Grand Prix in Aragon for the first time in MotoGP. That shows the kind of form that Marini's in right now. Marquez takes 6th, Pol Espargaro 7th. Not a bad day for Repsol Honda at all. Brad Binder 8th, Oliveira 9th. Another good day for Red Bull Caterham Factory Racing. And Maverick Vinales rounds out the top 10.